Hello and welcome to The Big Fight. Now it's that time of the year when some people are busy applying for foreign universities, some people have just given the IAS main examinations, and the big question keeps coming back: what is the best career for a young person to follow right now? For decades and decades and decades, there used to be one choice, the civil services. Then people now seem to be saying, forget about it. The MBA is the new civil service. Others say, forget about it. It's now all about .com and new media careers and what have you. So we're going to try and settle this once and for all. What is the best career that you should be really thinking of? And we have a great panel here to take us through all aspects of this. Mohandas Pai is joining us from Bangalore. Here in the Delhi studio, we've got Vivek Kulkarni, former IT Secretary, Government of Karnataka. Took early retirement, is now the Chairman and CEO of Brickwork India, the fifth credit rating agency in the country. Harsh Mandar, somebody else who was in the IAS, left it, but went in a slightly different direction, is now a social worker and a writer and an activist. Kunal Bahl is the co-founder and CEO of Snapdeal.com, one of the people who didn't even think of taking the civil service route, from what I know, went to Wharton instead. And why is that the path that people should be taking now? We'll find out. Somebody who did take the civil service exam and stayed with it all the way through, reaching right to the top of that particular profession, Tsl Subramanyam, former cabinet secretary. Great to have you with us as well. Savita Mahajan is the deputy dean and the chief executive at the ISB campus in Mohali. What are young people telling you right now? We will no doubt find out. Srivatsa Krishna is in the IAS on leave right now, trying all sorts of other interesting things. So does the IAS give you that option as well, is what we're going to find out. Completely different career, perhaps coming from Colonel Ajay Shukla. Was in the army, again, moved on from there, came to us in NDTV and in the media for a while, is now writing and doing a whole lot of other exciting stuff as a defense analyst. So let me start off by throwing the big question to all of you. Can we just start off with the civil services? Would you still say that it's the best career?
Well, I think this is subjective. People want to be engine drivers, they want to be politicians, they want to be professors, academia. Many people passionately want to be doctors. So I don't think we can really postulate for anybody what is good or what is bad. You started with the civil service. Well, there are even today, firstly, India was not like this 30, 40 years back when I joined service. We had civil service was the only thing. It's a tribute. We have failed heavily. We have also succeeded in many things. Opportunities have opened up. Industry, business, trade, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., and therefore it is very good. There are very few places where at the age of 30, you can be head of a district, have the experience of the fortunes of 20 lakh people with you. You can interact with them, floods, droughts, elections, accidents, 1, 2, 3, 4, disease, plague, the whole range of things. Very few where you can influence national policy. Very few really where you are not worried about the profit motive of a particular lala. You are worried about, or you are concerned about the, like Mandir in a different direction. Government gives you that opportunity if you want to be a servant of the public. Having said that, every job has its huge pluses and huge minuses. Okay. There are opportunities everywhere, pitfalls everywhere, and the climb is very hard to the top everywhere.
Okay.
And I think civil service is a great career even today in India.
Okay. So, Kunal, let me come to you next. He was saying that at the age of 30, there are not too many careers where you could be the district magistrate. Now, today on the internet and in startups, you could be 25 as you were when I think you founded your company. You could be 19 sometimes and be a millionaire. I've heard of a 14-year-old kid who wrote a really great app and is now making a lot of money in it as well. It changes.
At least my viewpoint is that if your end goal is to do something good for your country, people you love, there are many ways to get there. I think MBA could be one, civil services could be one, entrepreneurship could be one, or a combination of these could also work. I'm young, passionate, patriotic Indian, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to go into the civil services to do something good for the country. I think there are many ways to achieve that end.
Harsh, are you doing more for the country after leaving the civil services now? You think you are being able to do more than you could have done within the service?
No, I think those 20 years that I spent in the service are the most wonderful years that a young person could aspire for. As Mr. Subramanyam was saying, in a remote tribal district, you're implementing land reforms, you're helping provide justice to people, to tribal people. You're fighting untouchability. You are trying to help people to be fair in a communal riot. I don't think that there are jobs which allow you that kind of range of options even now. The idea of public service itself, has got devalued over time, and I worry about that. Who are our heroes today? It's not important, I think, if you're doing public service from within the government or outside it. There are legitimate spaces for both. But public service as a predominant aspiration of young people has become devalued over time. Making money, not a bad thing at all. Make money honestly as an aspiration. But our heroes should be people who've put themselves, put their own individual careers and benefits behind. I think that's getting a little lost in today's times, and that's more my worry. The idea of
Kunal, I guess you would argue that your hero could be a Bill Gates who did both. He made a lot of money and then he gave back to society as well.
But the idea of giving back to society is one. I just want to say about compassion, about courage of convictions, about standing up in really difficult times for what is right. I think that that's really what I want to seek, whether you're in government or anywhere else.
Many roads lead to Rome. You can pick which one works for you, and you can still get to Rome. I picked one, different people here pick different roads, but doesn't mean, in my mind, I agree that we can actually all do good for the country if that's the goal, or if your goal is to just make a lot of money for yourself, you can do that too. However, I don't think necessarily MBA is the right route, or civil services is the right route.
Civil services also, unfortunately, these days.
Actually,
money.
I was actually looking at some statistics. There were 3.5 lakh MBA graduates last year, out of which over 1 lakh got placed. There were 5 lakh applicants for the civil services exam, 910 got selected. In a country with no social security net, I don't want to bet my odds against that.
Just to rewind to a certain period of time when I had the choice, I was probably the first person in my family who didn't go into the civil services. One of the reasons was that will you still have the chance to make a difference? Given that the country has moved on from the time when Mr. Subramanyam joined and other generation where they could actually make a difference, a lot of people now feel that sometimes you'll get frustrated because actually you cannot make a difference. The civil services no longer have the power that they once did. So if you want to make a difference, do it somewhere else. Sit in a TV studio and shout at people, much better.
Actually, if you ask me the question, I am both an IAS as well as an MBA from Wharton, and I have seen both the roles.
That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, I feel my personal preference is still IAS course by a wide margin. Is in IAS, when you join your first job at the age of 21, 23, whatever, you walk into the corner office, and since the age of 23 till the age 60 till you retire, you are always in the corner office. You are always the boss.
So is he. He's in the corner office from the time he started.
Yeah, that is yet another choice. What I'm saying is, but what happens is, as an entrepreneur, you will be only specialized in one narrow stuff. Whereas as an IAS, you get to see the real India. So if you are an MBA, where all of us moms give you go to the school in a school bus, come back, etc., and then you sit in an air-conditioned office. That too, you sit on the shop floor. You don't sit as the CEO. And after 10, 12 years, gradually you move into CEO. Being the CEO right from the day one, and also an opportunity to see the real India. You go to the villages, there's no job in India that can offer you this kind of diversity.
Okay. Journalism does give you that chance too.
Journalism does.
Journalism gives you a chance to have the same varied experience. It gives you a chance to go out and see the real India and to experience what's really happening.
But also to intervene. I mean, I think that's
to
a big
intervene.
No,
But you'd still pick the IAS over journalism.
No, the journalism only gets you to report. And
you
let's
can't
say
make a
that if
difference.
you have a very honest media, let's say you really end up reporting. But if you are an IAS officer, you can do something.
You can do something.
You can do
If
something
you're a
right in the
dishonest
village.
media, what happens? Then you can make a difference.
I don't think that, I don't necessarily think getting into the CEO's office on day one is necessarily the right thing also.
Correct.
I think there is a path to learning, and once you've really scrubbed the shoes off your feet, you learn many things, which we did
Actually,
as we started our
you learn
company.
throughout your career. You don't stop learning when you become CEO.
Correct.
Okay.
Again.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.